Hello, welcome back. This is James O'Reilly from UXShape. Today we're going to continue our inventory mobile app prototype, and we're going to be prototyping the add item section. On our list here, we've done the home screen layout and design. We now have the this part to do, the add an item part. So how we're going to do this, we're going to make use of dynamic panel, and everything is going to be on the same page, similar to what we did in the landing page. And we're going to add in some interaction in this add item button here. So what we need to do, we need to get our rectangle widget. So I'll add a rectangle widget here, and I'll make it up to this session. And what we're going to do, we're going to put it outside of the design area first, and let's make this ready for us to use. We've changed the font, we've removed the border, and we're going to make this as it is for now. Let's leave it at this, and we now convert this to dynamic panel. Let's convert this to dynamic panel, and let's make this home screen order. So we will have this state here. I will just add this state and say add item. We're going to be creating more state later, but for now let's just leave it as add item. What I could do is I could also create something here which says home, so that we can move the current design that we have here into the home area. So I'll just grab this, cut this, go into this in fact, what I'll do, I'll go to this home section here, copy this and paste it in the home, then go back to our home page, grab this, cut it, and we can paste it in home page. So we will just go back to home, and we have this. What I'll just need to do is to reorder this so that we show the home first. Alright, so let's move this back to 0, and let's move this back to... Alright, so we have this dynamic panel, and what we need to do next is in the add item area, in the add item state, let's make this 175. Let's go to our diagram. We have non-monetary item and monetary item, and then we're going to add those items. What I mean by non-monetary item will be things like clothing, so a shirt, a shoe, or a bag, or something like that. A monetary item will be something that maybe we can associate value with. And let's say you are going out and you want to take cash with you, so you're going away and you'll be staying in an hotel for some period of time. Remember, this is an inventory checking app. So if you're lodging in an hotel and you want to know exactly how much physical cash you have, so you can put it there as well and say, oh, you have maybe £50 or $200. You want to make sure you have that information recorded with you as you're going, so that when you're coming back, you know exactly how much cash is coming back with you. Or if you are not making use of any clothing, any non-monetary item, then you just have to make, add your shirt, your shoes, your bag, and if it's money, just add the money basically. So that's what we're going to be prototyping now. So let's go back to Axure, and we have I'll go back to home. I'll grab this header here that we have here, and I'll grab this header. Yep. And actually we will not do that. We will just go to this section here, and let's go to home. Let's grab this. I'll increase this size Let's grab this and let's go to this page. All right, so what I'll just do, I'll say monetary we can say cash item, and we can say non-cash item, and we have this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure, okay, let's leave it at that, and let's bring it a bit closer, or we can leave it separate as it is. Align middle, and we could maybe just give this, maybe make this 50. What we could do, we could remove the border of this and change this to black, and we could remove the shadow here. We could remove the shadow here as well, and we could change this to, we could make this white and have the border to be gray. All right, so we have non-cash item and cash item. Or what we could do is we could actually leave both at the same color. We could make both the same color, and we just add interaction so that once we interact with it, then we can change the background color. So I'll just quickly do that using the interaction style, and I'll just change this to, what we have is 14, and we bold this. We still leave the font to be white. The line color, we're going to leave the line color. The corner radius, we will maintain 5. The fill color, we're going to make it, and the text color, I'll just change it back to white, and we will say okay. And the next thing we're going to add, we will add the mouse down as well. Just duplicate the same thing as well. So we'll remove we add the corner radius here. We have the fill color, which is this, and we have, which is white, and we make this black, and we can say selected, font color white, corner radius 5, and fill color dark gray, and okay. So what we are doing here in essence is that once we put our mouse over it, then we'll be able to change the color. So instead of having different colors at the beginning, so we have here. So what I'll do next is to add another rectangle widget, which we're going to be using for another dynamic panel area to hold each of these cash item or monetary item. So we have this, and I'll just leave this. I can just make this 5 as well. All right, so we have that. I'll just duplicate this to dynamic panel so that we can have it. So I'll say item type, and we can say non-cash item and cash item. So we save that. So once the user click cash item, we will show that as well. We can give this button a name, cash item BTN, and we can give this a name, non-cache item btn, and we can just add interaction to it, and we say select state, cache item, non-cache item, and what we're going to have, let's say slide, and we can say for cache item we will say the same thing, set panel state, item cache item, and we might just say slide left. So let's preview what we've done so far here. So we've been able to prototype the home page, but we still need interaction in this add item. So I'll just quickly go back to home, and we can add our interaction on here. The best way sometimes to do it is to have maybe one transparent border, then we can just put that in, but I think the best thing will be to, okay, let's do that instead, so that we will be able to have better way. So I'll move this for now, and I'll get another rectangle widget. I'll move this and place it here. Make this transparent. Once we make this transparent, can ungroup this. Can remove this. So we have this section. Actually, before we do that, let us add the border back again. Alright, let's duplicate this into 4, and let's put this here, 4 here. Alright, so we have this now sorted out. I'll move this up, and we can now place each individual item inside our transparent rectangle widget that we have. So we have this, and I'll send this to back. Send this to back as well, send this to back, send this to back, and I'll just highlight everything, and then we will remove the, what I'll do first is to make sure we align this properly, align this properly, align this properly, and align this properly. Alright, so we can just select everything and maybe remove the border, select it, group it, and we can place it back to where we are, so that what we are actually going to put our interaction on will be the item, because we have made it transparent. So we will move this back to its position. Move this back to its position, and yep, so that is it. We just had our interaction here. Set dynamic panel state, home, we're selecting home. Here we're selecting add item, so set panel state, we'll select home, which is add item, and we're just gonna have fade interaction to each of them. So fade, we had a fade here as well, and I'll just create another state in the home area, so which we have remove item, and then we have history. So we we add interaction to this as well. Set panel state, remove item, and we can say fade. Here we have fade here too, and the last one is history. So we say select panel state, history, fade. Okay, so let's preview what we've done now. We will now refresh this, and once the user is on the home page, they can go up to item, or they can go to the home page. They can go to the history, and we can also just check that. All right, so what we're going to do is to go back to here. I think our rectangle widget is not showing properly, so we will move this up and make sure it's actually up. So the home page is fade. We'll refresh this. We have this, we have that, we have this, we have that, we have this, we have that, we have this. If we go to the add item area and we select each of these, we can see the menu, and we can move here, we can move here, which is showing that, which is fine for us. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go to this cache item here. I just need to take this and place it in the non-cache item, and we need to work on the adding part of this page. If we select this, we can navigate. So what I'll just do is place here and say add non-cache item. We can have here add cache item. We can change the font here to Maven Pro. Change the font here as well to Maven Pro. And in this section here, we can add our item here, which is this item. We can place it here and say remove item, and we can put here history. Okay, so let's preview what we've done here so far. Let's preview that. So if we say add item, we'll see this add item, and we can select non-cache item and cache item. Actually, instead of using slider there, we can go back to our add item and remove the slide. We just say fade, and we can remove the slide as well, and we just say fade. So again, add item, non-cache item, cache item, and then we have remove item, and we have history. So once we've done that, let's add our menu item at the top of the home page as well. Once the user clicks here, something's going to happen. So we just have a little menu here. And we will have a text. We'll have help and support. We'll have settings. And we can just have maybe reports, issues, you know, a lot of things we could add to our menu. We could add here and say we could have here and say rate our app. Alright, so what we need to do is we can move these settings to the bottom. Rate our app second, fault issues this. Alright, so we will change this font to Pro, change the font size to, let's say 15. So we change this to 40. Alright, let's make this okay. So we have this sorted out. We could maybe increase this a little bit, reduce this. Alright, we group this together and we can make this. So what we could do is make this line center. We could change the corner radius and make the color gray. We could give this a shadow and we could remove the border. Since we have a shadow, we can remove the border. And what we could do is we could unbold this. Alright, so we have this, and I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna group this together and make this a dynamic panel, which we will call menu pop up. And we're just gonna hide this, and I'll put this interaction on here, which is this one. So we will say on click, we will show and bring to front. So we will say menu pop up, we'll say slide down, menu pop up, we'll bring that to front. So we'll send these two back here and put it somewhere here. We could send this to back for now and maybe just make this front. Alright, so that once we click this, this is what is happening. Alright, so let's preview our prototype. Again, we can go from add menu, cache item, non-cache item, remove item, history, and we can go to the menu and the menu slide down, and we can use once we click any area from our prototype, we can escape, we can send the menu pop-up back up. So we can say menu pop-up, hide, slide up, and we can say menu pop-up hide, send back. So if we refresh this page and we'll say this and we'll click any area, it goes back, it goes back, it goes back, it goes back, it goes back. That is fine. So let's review our prototype again from the beginning. The beginning of this tutorial, we started with a splash screen, with our onboarding, with our landing, with our home. And what we've done so far here in add item, what we need to do, we need to add our form, but we're going to do that in the next tutorial because we're going out of time now. So what we've done here, we've been able to prototype splash screen. We have the slider for the onboarding, get started. The user can log in. I'll just assume we know the login already. And we enter the real password and we'll save. We land on the home and we'll see the menu is showing, and we can send our menu back as well again. We can send our menu back as well again. So we can add an item so we can navigate. We can navigate each of the menu. We can navigate back to home. So our next tutorial is we're going to be designing our home screen, and also we are going to be designing our history as well. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any question, drop it in the comment below and I'll be glad to answer them. And in our next tutorial, we will be working on the following: add an item home screen, where we're going to be prototyping the form as well. And probably I will try and see if we can include the history session on it as well. Like I said, the history is going to look similar to what we've done in the home screen. So if you like this tutorial, subscribe to our channel and you'll get more videos, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you and bye for now.